Hi guys, welcome to Money by Sunny. Why are many smart people not as wealthy as they should be? In many cases, this is due to keeping bad habits that stop them from achieving their potential. Sure, there are geniuses like Elon Musk and Steve Jobs who have managed to turn their brilliance into riches, but this is not as common as you'd think. In this video, we go through 6 of the worst smart people habits and how to break them. We also dive a little deeper into bad habit number 1, so have a look and see if any of those resonate with you or anyone you know. Bad habit number 6, perfectionism. Many people view perfectionism as a virtue. It is often seen as a sign of intelligence and diligence. However, in reality, seeking perfection is one of the biggest impediments to success. Perfectionism can cause people to become paralyzed with fear of making mistakes. They become so obsessed with making everything perfect that they never get anything done. Furthermore, perfectionism can lead to self-criticism, a negative self-image, and mental exhaustion. People who are perfectionists tend to be very hard on themselves and are never satisfied with their work. The best way to break the habit of perfectionism is to learn to accept mistakes. Realize that mistakes are a natural part of life and that everyone makes them. The key is to accept that in the course of your work or your life, you will have a certain error or mistake rate. After all, even the best, most sophisticated manufacturing assembly lines on Earth occasionally make errors. The simple fact is that seeking perfection is just a bad use of your mental bandwidth, since the rewards are just not worth the additional time and effort. Bad habit number 5, skimping on sleep. Sleep is one of the most important aspects of our lives, and yet it is often one of the first things to be sacrificed. We often sacrifice sleep in order to meet deadlines or to finish work. However, skimping on sleep is a bad habit that can have negative consequences on our health, our work, and our relationships. When we don't get enough sleep, we are more likely to be stressed, have lower energy levels, and be less productive. Insufficient sleep is a major cause of poor decision-making, which is an important trait for advancing your career. In other words, you're not likely to get promoted regularly if you constantly make bad decisions. We are also more likely to get sick, since lack of sleep weakens our immune system. In addition, when we're tired, we can be more irritable and less patient with others, which can damage our relationships. And this can be a big problem at the workplace, where relationships with your superiors and your coworkers are so important. Bad habit number 4, overthinking and analysis paralysis. Another bad habit that is common among smart people is overthinking and analysis paralysis. This happens when a person overanalyzes a situation to the point where they find it difficult to make a decision. They may also be so focused on finding the perfect solution that they never take any action. This may sound familiar to you. How many times have you not taken action because you wanted to just get that extra bit of information to help in your decision-making? This can be extremely frustrating and lead to a lot of wasted time. There are several ways to break this habit. One is to force yourself to take action, even if it is not the perfect solution. Accept that you will not be taking the perfect course of action, but you'll gradually find that quick, imperfect action is better than delayed perfect action. You can also try to simplify the problem so that it is easier to analyze. This makes it easier to cut out the noise and focus on only the essential components of the problem, which reduces the complexity and makes it faster to act on it. Bad habit number 3, indecisiveness. There's a reason why indecisive people tend to be less well off. Their bad habit often costs them money. Indecisive people can't make up their minds, whether it's about what to wear or what to eat. This inability to make decisions leads to missed opportunities and wasted time. For example, if you can't decide whether to invest in a new business venture, you might miss out on a great opportunity. Of course, this doesn't mean that you should jump into every single investment that comes your way, but there is undoubtedly a cost to lack of action. Since indecisive people can't make quick decisions, they also tend to be poor planners. They waste time thinking about all the possible outcomes of a decision, and this can lead to inaction. For example, if you can't decide whether to look for a new job or to just stay unhappy in your current one, you'll never make any progress in your life. To counter this pattern, you have to strengthen your decision-making abilities. You can do this by implementing a decision-making concept or system like the Observe, Orient, Decide, Act, also known as OODA system, created by former Air Force Colonel John Boyd. This is an interesting template, and I've left a link in the description that outlines this critical thinking process, so do check it out. Another way to break the indecision habit is to set a time limit for your decisions, so that you force yourself to choose a course of action and carry it out. Think of it as your own internal decision deadline. Bad habit number 2, reclusiveness. Smart people are often introverted and like to be by themselves. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being an introvert, as this can simply be who we are as a person. However, introversion taken to the extreme can lead to reclusiveness or being someone who compulsively avoids other people. Reclusiveness is a bad habit socially and also leads to a lack of wealth. It can keep people from networking and connecting with others who could help them advance their careers or businesses. It can also keep people from meeting new friends and developing relationships that could be beneficial. Furthermore, reclusiveness can lead to social isolation, which has been linked with a number of negative health outcomes. It's important for smart people to be aware of the risks associated with reclusiveness and make a conscious effort to connect with others. Admittedly, this is not the easiest thing to do because many smart people are introspective and contemplative by nature. One way to do this is by joining a public speaking class like Toastmasters International. This will encourage more openness and social risk-taking, which is vital to overcoming reclusiveness. Doing so helps to increase social behavior, broaden perspectives, and build trusted relationships that can be vital for mental health and well-being, not to mention building wealth. Before we get into our number 1 bad habit, give us a like and subscribe if you found this video useful. Go ahead and share this with someone you think might benefit too. And now, on to the worst bad habit often found in smart people. Bad habit number 1, arrogance. Unfortunately, the smarter you are, the more likely you are to become arrogant. Arrogant people often think they know everything, and this can lead them to make bad decisions. They can be too confident in their own abilities and end up taking unnecessary risks. This can result in them losing money and becoming poorer. What's even more damaging is that arrogance also often leads to relationship breakdowns. Smart people often think they are better than others, and this can cause them to be arrogant and dismissive of others. This can cause arguments and disagreements, which can eventually lead to fracturing of relationships. This can be true both at home and at the workplace. So if you want to be wealthy, it's important to break the habit of arrogance. Here's a 3-tip mini list of how to keep your ego in check. Tip number 1, be proud of yourself, not arrogant. You're allowed to be proud of who you are and what you have achieved, but you don't have to put others down to feel good about yourself. In fact, if you do that, it only proves that you're already too arrogant and that you actually need to temper your ego. Instead, just be humble and appreciate how far you've come. Also, appreciate and celebrate the accomplishments of others instead of seeing them as adversaries who stand in your way. Tip number 2, give people the benefit of the doubt. Not everybody is as smart as you. Even if someone seems like they're not being the smartest, it may just be because they do not have the necessary background or experience to understand exactly what you're saying or trying to do. Give people the benefit of the doubt before you jump to conclusions. Tip number 3, don't always ask why. It's important to question things. That's how progress happens. People who are smart and curious often do this, but there's a time and place for it. Many smart people want to know the why behind everything. However, this can lead to counterarguments when someone else has an alternate view or knowledge that contradicts what you believe to be true. Try to moderate your whys and accept it's not worth the effort and heartache to question every single thing. There you have it, I'm sure this video will be super useful in being aware of some common bad habits that may be holding you back financially and helps you overcome them. If you like this video, please do subscribe and leave us a like or a comment. See you next time on Money by Sunny.